What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Wednesday, talking more Titans. It's a great time to be talking Titans this week. Crazy involvement from you guys, a lot of high spirits after Will Levis and his debut has the Titans riding high and flying to Pittsburgh today for the Thursday Night Football matchup against the Steelers just about a day and a half from now. I'm Austin Stanley with Sam Phelan. Me and you, Sam, will have the game day show Thursday night, so we'll get to that before you know it. But the news of yesterday, the Tuesday NFL trade deadline, has come and gone, and Derrick Henry remained a Tennessee Titan. And we'll discuss what we think Derrick Henry's chances and the path for the Titans to re-sign running back Derrick Henry after the season is over, which I think will be an interesting conversation. We got plenty of time on Thursday morning and also Thursday's pregame show to discuss what Will Levis can do in the second start of his career. But we're also going to talk about what Sam experienced in the Titans locker room yesterday. Sam got a lot of good content. We've got some content to tease on the website throughout the show, but that place was loud. There was a lot of commotion going on. It was Halloween, but I feel like it was more than that. We'll talk about Sam's experience of what he had in the locker room at St. Thomas Sports Park on Tuesday and how different it was than the previous month or so. And then it's Sports Trivia Day on a Wednesday. Sam, you're rocking the double A to Z logos with a pullover and the hat. Good to see that. But we still got pullovers. If you guys want them, shop.a to Z sportsnashville.com, 40% off. But Sam,
hey, it's winter now. It's cold now. We need
it is cold.
When I got this pullover a couple weeks ago, I said, man, I don't really need a pullover right now. It is very hot. And now I'm very happy that I have it. It's very cozy with a steep temperature drop off. But yeah, like you said, Austin, loaded conversation today because it's another loaded week with a fast week and a quick turnaround. Today being treated as the Titans Friday and a game day tomorrow. So while everybody is starting to ride high on Will Levis, another game right around the corner and a big result coming tomorrow night. So as we kind of have the conversation here today, make sure you guys are sharing the show. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button. If you're watching on YouTube, take the YouTube link, send it to a friend, send it to a group chat, find a Will Levis hater, a Will Levis lover, find a Derrick Henry lover or Derrick Henry hater and send them the link. Have them join the conversation as well. That's the best way to support A to Z Sports as we continue to give you guys all the Titans coverage this week as we kick things off here on a Wednesday morning.
The episode officially welcome into A to Z Sports, powered as always by the BetMGM app. I'm Austin Stanley. He is Sam Phelan, our Titans reporter at A2ZSports.com, and we are Nashville's on-demand sports network, going live weekday mornings at 8 Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on our Twitter X timeline. Also, hit us up on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads for more great Titans content. You got to thank our sponsors because they make it happen for us, and they help out all of you, like Wilson County Hyundai, WilsonCountyHyundai.com for your new car buying process. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Get better with Farm Bureau Health Plans at fbhp.com/ATOZ. The Aura app, keeping your information safe online, and get a 2-week free trial with our sponsor Aura at our link aura.com/ATOZ. And Krebs Kubota, an elite Kubota dealer with 3 great locations in the Middle Tennessee area, Columbia, Franklin, and in Murfreesboro, online at KrebsKubota.com. Sam, I don't know if you are. I'm a little sleepy today because something was burning at midnight, and it wasn't the fact that my 60-pound dog was making the bed 1,000 degrees. I think I could feel that Josh McDaniels got fired because I woke up at midnight and was up for the next hour, and then I learned that about like a third of our writing staff are always awake at midnight Central Time because we got that stuff covered. And there's an interesting storyline that we can get to. Maybe we can have this written up on the website about how Josh McDaniels played in to Mike Vrabel getting the Titans head coaching job. But that is a story for another day because yesterday, Sam, was the NFL trade deadline. It was active in some areas. It was not active with the Titans. You spent most of your afternoon in the deadline last couple of hours at the Titans facility. What was the feeling like approaching the deadline before you went into the locker room at St. Thomas Sports Park yesterday?
Yeah, I think I went into the day with the same expectation of a lot of Titans fans, which was like it was probably going to be a pretty quiet day on the trade front. The deadline was the day before to do some contract restructures, and when the Titans didn't get anything done with Ryan Tannehill or Derrick Henry, there was kind of a feeling of like, okay, this is unlikely to happen. Then Josh Dobbs got traded to the Minnesota Vikings, old friend of both the Tennessee Volunteers and Tennessee Titans. And that was kind of the last straw of like, all right, well, there goes Ryan Tannehill's, kind of last trade destination potentially with Minnesota adding Josh Dobbs. It was very clear that the Titans were not going to make a trade when an hour before the trade deadline, Rand Carthon was on the practice field and laughing with Derrick and DeAndre Hopkins. And he's kind of talking and, moseying around being ran. And there's like, all right, probably no deal coming. But very surprised by the energy in the Titans locker room as a whole. And Austin, we've been taught over the last week or so, coming off the bye week, leading into this Atlanta game and this stretch of games that the Titans have, about how quickly there is the possibility to turn things around with 2 games in 4 days and going from 2-4 to potentially 4-4. And I have been amazed at how rookie quarterback Will Levis and a big win against the Atlanta Falcons has energized this Titans locker room and given them this newfound confidence, second life. Like they given a second life this season, a new lease on this season, where they were like, all right, well, there was the first 6 games that we struggled, but now we're still in the mix of things, and we got Will Levis at quarterback, and there's this growing sort of buzz that you can feel in the locker room. Very different from where we were at in that, throughout the bye week and the week after the Baltimore game. The Titans are having fun. And that's the sign of a team that has some positive momentum rolling.
Yeah, and Andre says Autry and Tannehill were the only 2 guys I thought would be traded. I think you could add T.R. Tart to that list. I don't think Tannehill was going to get moved because of the injury. And also, I just don't think that the Titans are ready to completely move on from Ryan Tannehill having a veteran quarterback around. But Autry didn't go anywhere. T.R. Tart didn't go anywhere on expiring contracts at different aspects of their career. But a good comment there from Andre. And Cincinnati Titans says typical Titans, halfway in on winning, halfway in on tanking. I don't know. I mean, I think trading Kevin Byard did not say full tank. It was a business money situation, but it did signal the opportunity to go full tank. And the Titans did not choose to do that. They're still trying to win football games. And that kind of leads us to the Derrick Henry thing, right? Derrick Henry going over 100 yards in Will Levis's first start with only a long of 14 yards in that game, I think is a big positive for Will Levis's continued development as a quarterback long-term. And Derrick Henry, after that game, was phenomenal in his post-game press conference as we played earlier in the week. But Derrick was asked several times about the trade week leading up to it after KB got sent to Philly, and then was asked about the reports about Derrick having a conversation with Rand Carthon and the Titans about not moving him. And here's what Derrick had to say after the game on Sunday.
Has Rand or someone in the front office told you they don't want to trade you? Is that true, or just kind of where do you stand on that?
I've talked to them. We had talks, and feel like everything's going in a positive direction. I understand my position, and the lifespan of it is not too long, and I'm getting older. I ain't getting no younger, so. But at the end of the day, I know it's a business. I understand that. Like Coach said earlier this week, we know what we signed up for, and sometimes the business side is not what you always want, but it's a business. So, but at the end of the day, I'm a Titan. I'm happy to be a Titan, and I'm gonna do whatever I can to help this organization continue to win, and hopefully, keep going further and further, and do what we can to possibly get a championship this year.
You said they understood your position, Derrick. is your position, I'm guessing, is that you would prefer to stay here? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, I never said I wanted to leave. Like I said, there's been a lot been going on, a lot been said. I've been firm on what I said. I'm here to work, and it never came out that I wanted to leave or go anywhere else.
I mean, it's a great answer from Derrick, I think. I mean, one of the just a very forthcoming, very honest answer from a guy who uh, has made his stance clear, right? And made his stance clear leading up to the deadline that he wanted to remain in Tennessee. That's something that I have always felt like was important to him, and he had never expressed a desire to be elsewhere. But also understanding what the reality of this situation, which is age, which is his contract status, which is the Titans' record, and the business side of football, that like, hey, maybe this isn't going to work out quite like you would like or we would like. So I think that was a really good answer from Derrick. Showed a lot of self-awareness leading up to the deadline in a way that athletes don't always have. And so I thought it was interesting too, right? There was the reports that Rand had told him he wouldn't be traded, and that was kind of where the question was directed. He didn't confirm that at all by any
Yeah,
means.
he said, we've had talks, right? Like he said that they've talked. He didn't say what they talked about.
I know
But
where my position is, or he knows where my position is, that right? And
the position thing, because John Glennon took it as his position within the team or his position on whether he wants to be here or be traded. I took Derrick Henry's words as my position of playing running back and how the longevity is not very long. And I understand the business of that we've been discussing over the last, several months with the summer of the running back that was had, right? So I think it's a multifaceted word of my position.
yeah, I mean, I think, right, because he followed up by saying what? He's like, I know there's no longevity. I'm not getting any younger, right? There is some awareness, I think, that Derrick has of like, hey, I'm a running back. The market's not great for us right now. And if the Titans can get some value for me, that might be something that's worth it for them. But also understanding like, hey, maybe teams aren't exactly chomping at the bit to give up a bunch of draft picks for me. So maybe I stay at the end of the day anyways.
Yeah.
I don't really know what he meant, but I do interpret it your way as well.
Yeah. Jaron says, I think most everybody kind of interpreted it that way. So I want to say this. I'm glad Derrick Henry did not get traded. I did not think it would have been smart. I said the day after Kevin Byard was traded, that I thought Rand Carthon could trade one of Kevin Byard or Derrick Henry, but I don't think you can trade both of those guys. And Kevin, I think, had the higher trade value of an asset because of his position and what he is compared to the dollars he was being paid and the dollars Derrick was set to be owed throughout the end of the season. Tough situation, a running back that doesn't really fit a lot of other offenses. But I, for one, am glad that the Titans did not move Derrick Henry. I said it all along, even though the reports were correct. The Baltimore Ravens still and were the most interested team in trading for Derrick Henry, but the compensation was not right, which lined up with what Buck was saying for the last week. So we were right on that, but I'm glad that Derrick Henry is a Titan here today.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you as well. I talked about it in my Titans at 2 show the day after Kevin Byard was traded, where I kind of had a similar stance that I didn't feel like Derrick would be traded, and I didn't think it would be wise to trade Derrick. And it's interesting because, like you said, Kevin was the more valuable asset as far as trade compensation there, like that you could get back, right? What draft picks could you get back? And yet, Derrick, probably the more valuable player to the team. I painted this picture after the Kevin Byard trade, Austin, where I said it's not impossible that the Titans could start to win some games even without Kevin Byard. There was a recipe there. Chat called me crazy again, hot seat. Where the Titans could play their style of football, and the impact of Kevin Byard wasn't necessarily great enough this season to make me feel like, well, they have no chance of winning. They don't have KB at safety. But if you trade Derrick Henry, it is an ultimate punt. And if you're trading Derrick Henry, you're not going to win games for the rest of the year. And you might as well move on from DeAndre Hopkins and Danico Autry and just completely tear the entire thing down. And so I am happy with the Titans' decision to not go in that direction, get the value that they could for KB, but still have a team and a roster that's capable of winning football games like we saw on Sunday. I think it was a nice balance there.
For sure. Johnny says, I think Amy vetoed the Henry trade. Rand would have still done the deal. Well, it's been reported that that is not true. Amy did not veto any trade in place with Derrick Henry and the Ravens. I don't think it got that deep for that situation. But all right, Sam, let's talk about this now. Now we know Derrick Henry is not going anywhere for the rest of this season. But what are the percentage chances that Derrick Henry could be back? What percentage chance could Derrick Henry be back with the Titans next season? What percentage chance do you think Derrick Henry and the Titans will re-sign Derrick Henry after this season? We'll get to that. I find this interesting. Percentages, right? 0% through 100%, anywhere in between. But first, Aura can help keep your information protected online. They're doing that with me. They identified 30 data brokers who were profiting off of selling my information to robocallers and spammers and other telemarketers, and they opted me out of those lists on my behalf. And I got rid of those 30 data brokers in about 5 or 6 days. Well, you can get a 2-week free trial with our sponsor, Aura, by using our link, aura.com/ATOZ. It works. It's real. It happens. You're approaching the holidays, which means more people are trying to go out there and get you for that money because they're going after your heartstrings. Aura.com/ATOZ for a 2-week free trial. Protect your information online, protect your passwords, manage your passwords, your credit and identity theft monitoring as well. All the features that Aura has in a 2-week free trial at aura.com/ATOZ.
Today's show is powered by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Use the bonus code ATOZ Sports when you sign up with BetMGM and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. That's a second chance to win big. However much you bet and put in there with your first bet on BetMGM, you can get back into your account in the form of a bonus bet. Even if you lose, that's 2 chances to win big with the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM.com.
All right, A to Z Sports here live on this Wednesday morning. We're asking you guys, what percentage chance do you think the Titans will re-sign Derrick Henry after this season? And I think it's interesting that we chose to word it this way. What percentage chance do the Titans re-sign Derrick Henry, not Derrick Henry re-sign with the Titans? Because I think it is more up to the franchise than it is up to the team. And Sam, after we go through some chat here, I know we each have our path for Derrick Henry to be back with the Titans after the season. But what is the chat having to say? What percentage chance do the Titans bring back Derrick Henry?
Mr. Jones starts it hot with a 100%. Steven says 55. Orlando's at 38. 30 from Chris. 100 from Green Gun. 40 from Scary Harry. 85 from Rich. Jay says 100 as well. 10% from Mikey. Stephen King says 110. He's going to be tagged worst case. There is 0% chance Derrick Henry gets franchise tagged.
I will look up the franchise tag number.
There is a 0% chance he is franchise tagged.
Franchise tag number for running backs. Sam, do you want to guess?
18 and a half.
Oh, why do you have, this is for 2023.
Oh, well, am I right?
No, you're way over. It's like 10.9. 10.
Yeah, still he's not
$10
getting
million.
franchise.
Yeah, $10 million, all of it on your cap for 1 year. There's no chance that he gets a franchise tag. I hate you went way over.
Yeah, I don't know why I got a little excited there. I don't know. Jermel says 75. Jay says 40. Rashid says 90. Matt says 80. 75, 65, 75 to 80%. 50-50 from Scott, 90 from Ashley, 75 from John, 85 from Bork, 60 from Tighten Up, 100 from Fred, 50, 47, 70, 70, 25, 40, 97, 70, 10, 25. Some pretty high percentages overall, Austin. A lot of people over. Top tier says the 2024 is 13 million. Is what the running back franchise tag is. So,
and that's probably accurate because the 2023 number is 10. And then I Googled the franchise tag number and the 23 number showed up. I did not see the 24 number. So for the sake of time, I went with the one that was fastest for me to find. So yeah, I'm sure it's going to be higher than what $10 million was, and Derrick Henry's not going to make $10 million. So I'll go with, real quick.
Yeah.
Let's go. Andre has a super chat real quick. We'll do that first. He says, as Levis keeps this up, his big downfield play ability opens back up the lanes for Henry and allows Kelly to properly mix Henry and Spills together. Money. Yeah, Andre, money well spent on that comment right there with that super chat. So entering the season, it's well documented that I thought Ryan Tannehill was going to have a good year entering the season. That has not happened for one reason or several reasons or another. And so I kind of thought that there was still a chance that Ryan Tannehill could return in 2024 if he played well enough with DeAndre Hopkins and the new O-line, the new offense and all this stuff. And the Titans made the playoffs behind Ryan Tannehill and did not allow Levis or Willis to show anything in 24. I thought there was a chance that Tannehill could come back in 24, but that's not going to happen. And so if Ryan Tannehill was going to be back, there was 0% chance that Derrick Henry was going to be back. You couldn't bring both of them back, and Tannehill's way more expensive. So now that I think we can all pretty much say with a lot of confidence, Ryan Tannehill will be elsewhere after this regular season is over, I think that opens the door for Derrick Henry to be back. Now, Sam, what do you think the average percentage was from the chat responses that you read and saw?
70%.
You think 70 was
maybe
average?
there was a lot of 75 pluses of people that were, 90 and 100 and 75 and 100. I'd say probably 70% is about the average.
Okay. So I think that's way too high because that
I figured you would say that based on your reaction.
Way too high. Way too high. But my percentage that I'm about to say, in my opinion, is a very positive trend for Titans fans who want Derrick Henry to stay. I'm going to go half of that average, Sam. I'm going to say 35% chance.
Okay.
I think that's a high number. Like I would have, if you would have asked me this question 3 weeks ago, a month ago, before the season, I probably would have been in the 10 to 15 to 20% range. And now that I'm seeing, and Trey had the answer that I was going to kind of get to, if they get Levis and he hits on a rookie deal, Henry should be back for cheap. Now, is Derrick Henry going to take a cheap deal? I don't know. I saw somebody else, Roy, that I favored in this chat, says, does Tennessee get a discount on a re-sign for Derrick? You know, every running back wants to be paid what they believe their value is. And Derrick Henry was very outspoken this summer about how he thinks running backs were getting a disservice with what they were doing. So a 35% chance that Derrick Henry is back on a 1-year deal, maybe with a couple void years. But the Titans, if Will Levis can play at 70% of what he showed Sunday against the Falcons, then you know you're going to go in the next season with Will Levis as your starter, and you can feel confident in your ability to fight for a playoff spot. Now you've got $90+ million in cap space to do everything you can to put Will Levis in a better position in 2024. And I think Derrick Henry taking up 6 or 7 million of that 90 million is money well spent. So 35% chance is my answer, Sam.
So that number sounds right, but I'm in a different ballpark because 50% would mean I am 50-50 dead split on whether or not Derrick Henry is back next year.
Coin flip.
And I think right now, if you had me place a wager one way or another, I would say Derrick is back in Tennessee. So
if it was even money,
I think I lean.
Let me ask you, because like I think if it was a real book, if it was a real odds, Derrick Henry returning would be like plus 250, 275.
I would definitely.
Derrick Henry, yeah, I would too. Hell yeah. But Derrick Henry being gone is like minus 200.
Maybe.
So So if it's even money, if they're both at he's gone or he's back at -110, which is what every line is at, -110, Sam, are you gonna bet your money on Henry to be back?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I am leaning towards Derrick Henry being back. So I'm going to give it 55 because I think I'm just a bit above 50-50, leaning towards Henry re-signing for a number of different reasons. Number one is his production hasn't fallen off at all from where he was last year. Now, some of his usage has taken a bit of a dip. He's not getting quite as many carries. I think that's a good thing overall for the Titans offense, but Derrick's yards per attempt and yards per game are pretty much lockstep with where they've been in the past, or at least his yards per carry are. I think he has 4.4 yards per carry. He's still on pace to have 1,200 rushing yards this season. I mean, that it's a very productive season from a running back that is at his age when he's not necessarily the only guy taking carries out of the backfield. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, I think if I'm Derrick Henry at this point in time, it is a difficult decision that you have to make between, do I want to sign with a team that I think can legitimately win a Super Bowl, but potentially not play, potentially be the Buccaneers, Giovanni Bernard and LaShawn McCoy on these Super Bowl teams, right? Where you have your usage limited, or what Dalvin Cook has been for the New York Jets this year, where he's unhappy because they're not using him at all. Or do I want to stay in Tennessee, where I know I'm a great fit for the offense, where there is the most opportunity for me, and where I can continue to build a legacy? If Derrick Henry comes back next year, one, I think the Titans give him more carries and more opportunities than any other team in football. Number two, I think he gets over 10,000 yards, becomes the Titans' all-time leading rusher, and he probably eclipses 100 touchdowns. Milestones that, as I was talking to Paul Kaharski about yesterday, that I think he needs to get into the Hall of Fame. Derrick Henry, to Paul and I, what we were kind of going through, probably doesn't make the Hall of Fame if he doesn't have at least 1,200 more rushing yards in his career. I don't think he gets there if he doesn't sign back with the Titans. So what's most important?
Which would get him over 10,000, right?
I mean, if he signs back, he probably finishes this year at like 9,600, 9,500, right? And is there going to be a team out there that signs Derrick Henry to be their primary running back that he can go and run,
can you get 700 yards in 2 seasons or something?
I don't know. I don't know if that opportunity's out there for him elsewhere. This offense is the one that fits him, and this is the team that knows him.
Which is why we talked about earlier in the season that Derrick Henry could be the last 10,000 yard rusher in NFL history.
And I don't know if there's that fit for him out there. And so if I'm Derrick, I look at opportunity, and potentially say, you know what, Tennessee's the right spot for me, even if it's on a 1-year, $5 million deal and you take a little bit less money to come back. If you're the Titans, yeah, I think you throw $5 million Derrick Henry's way to bring him back, both for the leader that he is, for the jersey sales and the branding, and then also just for the player that he is. I think he is worth $5 million. He's not worth 16, he's not worth 10, but maybe he's worth 5 million. And I don't, there seems to be a disconnect in my head for any team other than the Tennessee Titans, where I say either opportunity's not there, the ability to win some football games isn't there, or the money's not there. I think the Titans are the best sum of the three. And so I lean towards Derrick being back.
Okay. You lean towards Derrick being back. Let's get to some more comments. We asked you guys, what percentage chance do you think the Titans re-sign Derrick Henry after this season? He was not traded. Sam, I'll let you tell us all about the Bone and Joint Institute.
The Bone and Joint Institute is the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. You can go and schedule an appointment with them at boneandjointtn.org. The Bone and Joint Institute has a state-of-the-art rehab facility to assist in your recovery, and don't fumble on your recovery with that rehab facility that has everything all under one roof. That's clinic, image, rehab, surgery, testing, all in the same spot, so you don't have to drive around Middle Tennessee to go to different appointments. Just go and see the good and reliable folks over at the Bone and Joint Institute and schedule an appointment at boneandjointtn.org.
All right, A to Z Sports also powered by the BetMGM app, and you can use our bonus code to win big with your first bet offer. That's code ATOZ Sports, code ATOZ Sports for your first bet offer to win big, because if you miss your first bet, you get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets. So go big with it, because if you miss it, no worries, up to $1,500 back in bonus bets in if that first bet misses. Official betting partner of the Memphis Grizzlies. And BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 or older, since the only new customer offer. All promotions subject to qualification, other requirements. Rewards issued at double bonus bets. First online real money wager only. Bonus bets expire 7 days. And for problem game support, call Tennessee Redline 800-889-9789. Sam, I was distracted during that BetMGM disclaimer because I just saw some great news. And so I'm going to take a little bit of a pause, like a 30-second, maybe a full timeout on the basketball court for some great news that I just saw that kind of tripped me up during that read. And then we'll get back into the Derrick Henry conversation. But see this tweet from Doug Kyad, former A to Z Sports managing editor, who had to leave our company because of his daughter's situation battling cancer right before the season began. Big news from Doug. Hallie was discharged from Boston Children's Hospital on Monday. So happy to have Hallie back home after 6 months and 22 days at the hospital. She is currently AML free, but will continue to receive outpatient care. So I just wanted to mention that is awesome. And Doug is somebody who worked with us for only about 4 or 5 months. But it was great. And appreciate Doug. The first month after he completed his first month with A to Z, and then Hallie got her diagnosis and went to the hospital, and Doug worked his ass off as a dad and a leader for our company for 3 months before having to make a family decision that we all respected. And so big news for Doug and the Kyad family, and for obviously Hallie, little 2-year-old Hallie, getting to go home on Monday. So great news. I felt like that was warranted for the timeout.
Hell yes. That's awesome. Love
right.
Doug. He was fantastic. Yes. That I'm going to have to send him a text after the show. That fires me up.
All right. Weird, awkward transition back in the Derrick Henry talk. Okay. Percentage chances that Derrick Henry is back with the Titans after the season. Sam, you said 55%. The chat's average was around 70% chance that he's back. Mine was 35%. Look, I think 35% is high. I think that's a big, if you're a Derrick Henry fan and you want him to retire a Titan, and I think Derrick Henry wants to retire a Titan. He's said several times now over the last week that he doesn't want anything else. He wants to be here to go to work and go to help win a championship. W. Callanan says with a super chat, Titans have $100 million of cap space and picks in the draft now. Re-sign him to a team-friendly 2-year, $11 million deal and go bolster the team around Levis, Henry, and Hopkins. I don't know if 2 years for 11 mil is the best route. Derrick Henry turns 30 years old.
Maybe if there's no guarantees on the second year, sure. Like, sign me up for that. But I don't know if Derrick is interested in.
Right. You do it mostly in bonuses, right? And then Derrick gets to have a lower base salary in year 2. Like, he'll be 30 years old. He'll be 29 through week 17. He turns 30 on January 4th. I will always remember Derrick Henry's birthday because of how it falls in the season and this contract, right? So he will be 30 basically all of 2024 and then 31 all of 2025. So he's got one of those birthdays that's kind of like a good thing. You know, it's like he can play up or he can play down as like a little leaguer, right? He's got one of those weird birthdays. And so I think that's a credit, a bonus to him on top of.
Well, yeah, real quick. I mean, that comment did paint the picture for next season, right? It is. I mean, you can give Derrick Henry $5 million, which comes out of your cap, whatever. You would have Hopkins, you'd have Henry, you'd have Levis and Spears on rookie contracts. You'd have Peter Skoronski on a rookie contract. You have the rest of your money, your free agent budget now to fix all the other problems, to fix your secondary, to bolster your offensive line, to add. I mean, you'll still have Harold Landry under contract. You'll still have Jeffrey Simmons under contract. I think they'll still have Arden Key under contract with that money as well. There's a lot of opportunity to really, really beef up this roster. And so if you're able to get a fairly team-friendly deal for Derrick, I think it makes sense. Like, I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that. You are, of course, putting a lot of eggs in the Will Levis basket at that point, right? And
Yeah.
you know, you need the rookie. That's how this works, though. You need the rookie quarterback to hit on the rookie deal. And if a rookie quarterback hits and is playing well on a rookie deal, you're probably going to be in a pretty good spot because not paying that guy yet is nice. So,
well, and Bobby says, I'd hate to see Autry go. Well, I mean,
he's probably going to go.
Yeah, Danico Autry last year of his contract, he's 33 years old. Now, he's got that grown man strength that is impactful, and he's very good. And I think Danico Autry is one of the most underrated football players in the entire NFL and has been the last couple of years. But, you know, that's the right time to move on from Danico Autry. I think Derrick Henry still has some in the tank. And with the relationship,
clearly, right? I mean, 100 yards just this last week. And
we haven't used the stat yet, Sam. We haven't used the stat yet, but Paul Kaharski tweeted this out this morning. And I thought this was very interesting because I think the narrative nationally around Derrick Henry is that he has lost a step. And look, is he still breaking 90, 70-yard touchdown runs, hitting 22 miles per hour? No, he's not. You know, he topped up on that 64-yard run in London against the Ravens. His top speed was like 20.8 or something miles per hour. 2 years ago, he was 21 plus. He was a full mile per hour faster, in my opinion, on a breakaway. So has he lost a step? Maybe. But has he lost production? Here's the stat that Paul tweeted out this morning. This is about first down production and running backs average yards per scrimmage per touch. It's a very baseball type stat, but average yards from scrimmage per touch on first down. Derrick Henry's third in the league in first down average yards gained per touch in the NFL. So receiving and catching. And we all know Derrick Henry runs the football a lot more than he catches the football on first down. So you're looking at Christian McCaffrey. 91 touches for McCaffrey on first down. I don't know the split between running and receiving, but it's probably a lot closer to 50-50 than Derrick Henry's 75 touches on first down, don't you think?
Running, receiving, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely McCaffrey definitely more involved as a pass catcher than Henry, no question about it.
Yeah, and the league average for running backs averaging yards per touch on first down is 4.6.
I mean, it's amazing that he's close to guys like Breece Hall and Raheem Mostert who have hit like 3 or 4 of those big plays this year. I mean, that's kind of wild that Derrick is still like in the conversation with those guys because of the big playability that each of them have had this year so far. I mean, I feel like before he got hurt every week, I was looking up and watching like a Raheem Mostert, like 80-yard touchdown of some kind. So,
yeah. And so, you know, averaging over 6 yards on first down, that's when Derrick Henry is the most effective, right? First down is where I've said it in my X Factor on our X Golf pregame show. I think for the last 3 games I've been on it, my X Factor presented by X Golf, xgolfnashville.com. Go check them out because they're great for holidays. But my X Factor was first down efficiency. If you can be efficient on first down, you're going to avoid more third and longs, which it keeps you out of holding penalties and sacks and potential punts and turnovers. And Derrick Henry averaging over 6 yards per touch on first down. Everybody signs up for 2nd and 4. Yeah. Everybody. You ask any football coach, high school, middle school, pee-wee, college, pro, what do you think about 2nd and 4? Every day. I will take 2nd and 4 every time.
Yeah, I mean, it that goes into what you said. I love what you said right off the top of how there seems to be some national opinion of people who are like, oh, it's Derrick Henry. He's fading. Good player, but fading. And he's not. I mean, like, even if you want to point it to last year, like the 2021 season that Derrick was on pace for potentially 2,000 yards and 20 to all this stuff. He's averaging the same yards per carry, or I think maybe even more yards per carry this year than he was that year. They just used him 30. They gave him 35 touches a game, and they had a different style of offense back then. But as far as like his per touch production, man's not taking a step back at all. Like he's still doing his thing. So
yeah, Orlando says 2 interesting off seasons in a row coming up. Yeah, I mean that's dead on. Orlando, we just came out of an interesting off season. We're going into another one where now it's the opposite. You were over the cap a bunch of money this past off season. Now you're under the cap a bunch of money. And if you got a rookie quarterback contract, and this isn't just a rookie quarterback contract, the second round rookie quarterback contract. I think what's Will Levis making over 4 years, like $11 million.
yeah, something like that.
I'll look it up
Look
real
it up
quick.
quick.
I mean, but you can really, this is what the Eagles did, you know? Oh my gosh, it's less than that.
What is it?
4 years, 9.5.
Yep.
This is exactly what the Eagles did.
You hit on a second round quarterback, and that's your guy. I mean, obviously, I've been very high on Will Levis. The whole city is very high on Will Levis right now. There's still a lot to go, right? We still got a lot of games left this year. We got to see a lot more out of him to really feel confident that he can hit. But you got to like the spot that you're in right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Another comment that I just saw. Jonathan says have to pay Levis earlier than if he was a first, though. No, it's still in rookie contracts. You cannot extend a player until after their third season.
Yeah, maybe it's a year early because typically
it's still the same.
But
it doesn't.
Wouldn't you pay a guy after year 4 if you had exercised the 5th year already?
Right, but you know this, and first round picks that like Jeffrey Simmons is on his 5th year option right now. Right? They could have extended Jeff a year ago when they were talking to AJ, right? Because after season 3 is when every rookie deal has the extension option.
Yeah.
You cannot extend a rookie deal before year 3.
Right.
It has to be after year 3, regardless if you have a 5th year option or not. And AJ's was an extension. He played year 4 in Philly with a cheap base, but a big signing bonus. And really the first year of his 4-year extension is now. Jeff is on his 5-year option now, but he got a big signing bonus. And then his 6th year or starts that, contract moving forward. So with Levis, you've got 25, 26, and then you extend him going into 2027. And 2027 is stadium year.
Time.
And then he plays with a massive signing bonus. Again, this is like best case scenario in the world, right?
Wait, no, that's not right. That's not right. You don't extend him after the 4th season.
I'm sorry.
You'd extend him after 25.
I was a year behind. So
4
after 25 going into 26. And then his first year of his extension is 27. There you go. So I was kind of happy.
He finished his rookie deal in 26. First year of the extension is stadium year in 27.
That's the
path.
That is your dream.
I mean,
And look, I saw somebody saying that, Derrick Henry needs to be back because the Titans are trying to build a new stadium or building a new stadium. Derrick Henry's never going to play a game in that stadium for the Titans. And I don't expect Derrick Henry to still be an active NFL player by the time that stadium opens. That would be phenomenal if he was. But I hope he's not, because I hope he is taking all of his endorsement money to the bank and just buying an island and hanging out.
Do
and being
State Farm commercials and
Heisman House. And I don't want Derrick Henry to be playing in 2027. If Derrick Henry's playing in 2027, then he's probably had some bad financial luck like Adrian Peterson. And I don't want that for Derrick Henry. I don't think he should be playing that long.
Yeah. I don't think he needs to play that long. It just get him to 10K. Get him to 10K and 100 touchdowns and ride off into the sunset. Pass Eddie. become the Titans' all-time leading rusher, cement your place in history, and then we're good, baby. We're good.
That's right. Jonathan says Jeffrey Simmons is a must to re-sign. He's a game wrecker. Jonathan, they did re-sign Jeffrey Simmons
happened.
in April, and he is not going anywhere. I believe that's through 2028.
Yeah,
I want to say
he's locked up for a while.
Yeah, Jeffrey Simmons, very likely to be playing in the new stadium. I think
Maybe one of what, 3 guys that you'd be willing to bet do right
that's
now.
a different show. It's
Yeah.
a different show. That's
For
all
sure.
right, so
just an idea.
let's get back onto our show plan for today, because we've got off on a tangent there, but I'm happy to have it. Good conversation here on this Wednesday before the Thursday game. So Sam, you went into the Titans locker room yesterday, and I want you to explain the difference in what you felt being in the locker room yesterday compared to the previous month of this season. But first, I'm going to tell everybody about Krebs Kubota. They are where you should turn for all of your equipment needs. KrebsKubota.com. They are an elite Kubota dealer, which means they have the best equipment and the best warranties for that equipment in the industry, because Kubota, they're just the best. No other brand is going to have it, and no other dealership like Krebs is going to be able to take care of you the way the Krebs family does. Krebs Kubota is a family-owned and operated business. They've had so much success in Middle Tennessee over 18 years of serving you that they've expanded, right? They started in Columbia with one store, and recently, with all their great success, expanded to Murfreesboro and Franklin, because they do it better than anybody else when it comes to taking care of you, their customer, and having an authentic relationship with you. If you need equipment for a project around your home or property, you can buy it there. You can rent it with Krebs Kubota. Whatever is right for you, they will push you to doing what's right for you, not what's right for them. That is how customer service works. KrebsKubota.com.
Today's show is powered by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Use the bonus code ATOZ Sports when you sign up with BetMGM and get up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Whatever that first bet amount is that you wager, that money can go back into your account in the form of a bonus bet, even if the bet loses, and you can get a second chance to win big. That's what BetMGM is offering you with the bonus code ATOZ Sports. So whether it's the World Series as that starts to wrap up, NFL, college football, or college basketball, which is right around the corner and I'm fired up for, make sure you are playing and placing your wagers with the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM.com.
All right, so Sam, you went in the locker room yesterday, and based on the videos that you sent me, that was the most juiced up and energized I have heard this Titans locker room all season. Can you explain everybody the difference and what that feeling was?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because there was a comment up here. See if I can find it. Tank Sinatra. Feels good to have hope. It feels like the Titans feel good to have some hope right now. There is a level of palpable confidence, energy, belief, hope for what the rest of the season could look like that currently exists in the Titans locker room that was not there a week ago. I talked to you, Austin, on this show about what the tension was like in that locker room over the last couple weeks following that Ravens game, where you had maybe an off the field issue for Tier Tart, which Mike Vrabel alluded at and hinted at in his press conference yesterday. You had Big Jeff calling people out saying, we got to figure out who wants to be here. You just got players calling out reporters calling out players, the head coach and all the assistant coaches straight up lying about the quarterback situation. It was this very weird, something's about to pop, and Kevin Byard got traded, and that was part of it. And it still felt like
Friday. Was it Friday when me and you talked about this?
Yeah. And there was this feeling of it feels like there's even more that needs to pop here, where these guys are on edge about something, whether it's the deadline, whether it's the record. Talking to DeAndre Hopkins, it's like he doesn't seem too happy, but he's saying all the right things. And a lot of these guys feel upset, but they're saying all the right things. And it's just like, what the heck is going on? This week, yesterday, it's like you took the tension, somebody popped it with a pin, and they're having fun. We can play a video real quick, and
Yeah.
we're not even paying attention to what's in the video. Listen to the background of the video here.
He throws those deep balls, particularly the one to you. He puts a lot of air on it, very high. What does that do for a receiver? Does that help you on those deep shots, have more time to adjust to the ball?
Yeah, to some degree. I think it helps us be able to run underneath it. Gives us more time to adjust, like you said. But also we got to be a lot more sure in our hands in those cases.
So yeah, I'm talking to NWI about a separate thing. There's Foursquare going on, which has not existed this year. It hasn't really existed since they started 7-3 of last year, and it went away later in the year because of whatever reason. There wasn't enough space, and somebody picked up the tape.
I know this is you. Gym teacher Mike Vrabel unlocked the cage that the Foursquare ball was sitting in.
They have not been playing this stuff. Literally, the back end of last year, there was nothing in the locker room. The start of this year, they had a pop-a-shot that then got broken. They took it down. DeAndre Hopkins rebought them a pop-a-shot, and they were like, oh, okay, most people were playing pop-a-shot. I walked in the locker room yesterday. You got big pop-a-shot right in the front. Middle section had Foursquare with a line of 8 Titans players all playing Foursquare. The back part of the locker room had putting greens. 3 different putting greens. One of them is a trick shot putting green. 2 of them are just straight up putting. That's
where the special teamers are at, right?
Yes. You've got players everywhere putting, shooting basketballs, being betting with each other who's going to make more basketball shots in the next 2 minutes, playing
Hopefully
Foursquare.
NPF's phone was not around.
No, it was not. It was not. He was not throwing down wagers on that. It was just a friendly, I betcha, not necessarily
entertainment purposes only. It's what we used to have to say.
But it's a different locker room. It's a different feeling. And Austin, you mentioned something I might have coming out later today on the website. There's one man that we can draw a lot of this back to. And the vibe that I got, you'll have to read the article to hear exactly what the players are saying. But that all of this can kind of be attributed to the swagger of Will Levis and how one man's swag has lit that locker room on fire and been like, okay, boys are back. Here we go. But that's the feeling. It's fun.
I mean, I watch locker room videos in the Titans locker room every week because that's you go in and grab it. And it's part of my job to listen and watch. And I have not seen a Titans player so distracted by wanting to go play Foursquare more than when I was watching NWI try to listen to
him. He throws those deep balls, particularly the one to you. He puts a lot of air on it, very high. What does that do for a receiver? Does that help you on those deep shots, have more time to adjust to the ball?
Yeah, to some degree. I think it helps us be able to run underneath it. Gives us more time to adjust, like you said. But also we got to be a lot.
I felt so bad too, Austin, because he had been playing all afternoon leading up to practice, and he came back to his locker and got his hoodie on. And I wanted to talk to a receiver about that topic for a separate piece that I'm working on. And I was like, hey, Nick, you got time? 2 quick questions, man. He was like, yeah, no problem. I was trying to get in and out, and I could tell he wanted to go play Foursquare. And I got out of there. And as I got out of there, the mob came, and there was 5 other reporters that then locked Nick in his locker for the next 5 minutes. And I was just like, oh no, I took my man out of the Foursquare circle. He's missing opportunity. Yeah, he was definitely giving eyeballs over to the Foursquare. Him, Mason Kinsey, Kyle Pico, Naquan Jones. There was a group of guys that were. Trayshawn Harrison was over there as well. Yeah, people were fired up about the Foursquare.
All right, so we had some questions, and it was Pastor Raymond saying, "What is Foursquare?" Well, Sam, I've got the article you wrote last season about the Titans playing Foursquare. I'm pasting the link in the chat right there. How a children's game has taken over the Titans locker room. Sam wrote that over a year ago, back in mid-October of last year, of Foursquare. So what is Foursquare? man, if you don't know what Foursquare is, I don't know what you did at elementary school recess. To be honest, I have no idea what you were used on the swings. Because they outlawed football at my elementary school after fourth grade because too many people got hurt. So it was either swing on the swings, chase girls, or play Foursquare. And Foursquare is where it was at.
It's basically
you can
four
chase girls
squares.
in middle school and high school. You're playing Foursquare in elementary school.
Yeah, it's 4 squares, a dodgeball that bounces, and whacking the ball into other people's zones, trying to get them out. That's what it is. Very simple game, very fun game. But yeah, it's a playground recess game that the Titans have set up, and yeah, good for vibes, good for energy. The boys are firing on all cylinders right now.
It's almost like the original spike ball. I have never played spike ball, but spike ball is like the more dangerous.
I feel like you're a spike ball guy.
Never played spike ball.
You give off some spike ball vibes. I feel like
I would love it. I loved wall ball. Wall ball was my jam. You know what wall ball is?
Yeah, I played without those. I would lean wall ball over Foursquare because I had my pitcher arm. So
right.
I was excellent at wall ball. That was the one that I could win. I'm like, yeah.
And I'm a lefty, so I got a little bit of sauce on my regular throw. So, dude, some wall ball, man. Yeah, the only reason why I didn't play wall ball in elementary school is because our playground didn't have a good wall for it. That's where you had Foursquare. Wall ball was what I played in between or after every Little League baseball game I ever played.
I'm loving the chat, by the way, because we've got like Rooney says he played kickball. Lou Man says he played tetherball.
Yeah, tetherball.
I never played. I don't think I ever played tetherball in school. I would occasionally play kickball. I was really bad at kickball. I was always like, if it was my hands, I was one of the best. If it was my feet, I was one of the worst.
But Sam, didn't you say you could get 5 out of 10 on penalty kicks against the MLS goalie?
It's not difficult though. It's not like
you have to use your feet for that though, Sam.
Yeah, but it's a stationary ball. It was the moving part of the kickball, the fact that it was bouncing and stuff that would throw me off. I'm very bad at soccer. I'm willing to admit how bad at soccer I am. Like, you try and pass me a soccer ball and I'm trying to like run and also like stop it, I'm probably going to trip over the soccer ball. But stationary, I can blast it. I got powerful legs. MB says he was the opposite. It's funny, right? Like I was like, yeah, let's play wall ball. I can snag the tennis ball with one hand and whip it back, and I can get everybody out. Or dodgeball, I was great at. But if you were like, let's play soccer, let's play kickball, no, I was atrocious. No way I'm doing that.
Yeah, so football got outlawed at my elementary school, as did Red Rover. Kid had permanent stains on the asphalt because of Red Rover. That was bad. And then football.
Grass. We can't do Red Rover on concrete. What are we doing?
In basketball, you have like the triple rims out there. Like, I'm not playing.
Yeah, basketball outside mine had no net and like wind factor and then triple rims. Like, it was just like, we'd play all recess. It was a 6-4 basketball game. Like,
I'm trying to go play Foursquare, wall ball, whatever else I can get my hand. Like, man.
Football was a good one though. Football, like if you had a football field, it was a good one. So
yes, we had to go play soccer after too many football injuries. But hey, that's what happens. But look, the Titans locker room, it's a short week. They're coming off a win. They've got revitalized energy because of Will Levis. I did see this comment that I thought was necessary to address. But real quick, I do want to tell everybody about our friends at Farm Bureau Health Plans. FBHP.com/ATOZ is where you should turn for all of your health coverage needs. If you need a new health plan, if you're paying too much for a health plan, maybe you don't think you're getting the best coverage you could possibly get, go to FBHP.com/ATOZ and check out Farm Bureau Health Plans. They've been serving Tennesseans for over 75 years, and they can do the same thing for you that they're doing with Zach. He saved 20% a month on his health coverage and got better coverage. That's the best of both worlds. Saving money, getting better coverage. Start your process today. FBHP.com/ATOZ.
Today's show powered by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. We got a World Series going on. We got NFL action going on. College basketball right around the corner that I'm very fired up about and going to be obnoxious about. Your Fighting Illini, by the way, did defeat the #1 Kansas Jayhawks in an exhibition. Just saying. If you want to bet on any of those sports, make sure you do it with the king of sportsbooks. It's BetMGM, and use the bonus code ATOZ Sports for $1,500 back in bonus bets. If your first bet doesn't win, whatever that wager is, you get that money back with a second chance to win big at BetMGM.com.
Amanda says, y'all making me sad. I want recess.
Yeah, I mean, this is a nostalgia topic, but we
Yeah,
love
yeah.
nostalgia topics. It does make you sad, and we do it because we get comments like this. I thought this was hilarious. Andre says they used to play football in the street with the cars being out of bounds, and so it's
Did
like,
you?
I
We played.
I
We
didn't
played.
do it. I would do that like in my neighborhood
Yeah.
some, but
We played 2-on-2 football in the street, but the curbs were the sidelines.
yeah, I would do cars as out of bounds sometimes in my neighborhood, not at school. We had a big field at school for like
Yeah.
football that, so, but it's funny. Makes me.
So Ryan has a comment, said, I heard a lot of the players in the locker room don't like Levis because he's too cocky. Any truth to this? I have heard nothing of that. Yeah, that I don't know where Ryan Kennedy heard this, but I did think it was necessary to address because again, Sam, you wrote an article yesterday about the Big Jeff reacting to that play, and I can go find that real quick and throw it in the chat. But look, I think this team is beginning to rally around Will Levis. It's just one game. How do they really feel about this guy? The reactions make me, and the touchdown celebrations that Levis had with DeAndre Hopkins 3 times. The reaction that everybody had, Aziz coming up to Levis when he was doing his post-game interview on the field with CBS, that shows me something. I don't think that's got any truth to it, Ryan.
No, it's not. It's not true. This is what I spent yesterday doing in the locker room, was talking to players about this exact topic. And that's kind of what this article coming out later in the day is. If you listen to the coverage we had yesterday of the press conference, you would have heard offensive coordinator Tim Kelly say that he's got a swagger and a confidence, but he does a good job of not crossing that line. Like he doesn't cross that line. Will Levis said yesterday, I'm confident in myself, because if you're not confident in yourself, nobody else is going to be confident in you. And so this article that I'm publishing later today is really going to focus on how Will Levis carries himself in the Titans locker room, the way that he acts and interacts with his teammates, what teammates have seen from him in practices at both like on the football field and off the football field that have made them like specifically rally around him, specifically buy in more than like I would have thought, right? I mean, typically you see a rookie quarterback and teams are kind of like, man, rookie over here. Like, what do we like? DeAndre Hopkins, like, get the rookie out of here, whatever. Defense, whatever. And this has not been the case. Like, these guys are all in on Will Levis right now. And so this article will disprove that sort of philosophy that no, he has not been cocky, and his teammates appear to love him.
Yeah,
So
Ryan's on something. He's like, it did seem like Hopkins wasn't sharing the same enthusiasm as Levis greeted him in the end zone, almost dismissive. They did like the one leg praying mantis thing together.
yeah, he let Levis do his celebration with them.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, there is a level of like DeAndre Hopkins he's a mellow guy. He's chill.
And DeAndre Hopkins scored a bunch of touchdowns in the NFL.
Yeah.
Will Levis has
been there before.
He's been there a lot before.
First quarter deep ball, Will Levis is like, first career touchdown, let's go. DeAndre's just like, hey, good ball, Rook. Like, good
ball, Rook. Good to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
Texas fans crying seeing DeAndre Hopkins wearing the Oilers jersey scoring a touchdown. Callan will send us to trivia. A young poet by the name of Jadakiss said it best. I'm not cocky, I'm confident. So when you tell me I'm the best, it's a compliment. There you go, Jadakiss.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
It's true.
It's a good lyric for Will Levis there too.
Sam, you who said that? Oh, that was freaking the most recent time I've heard that quote was from what's his name? Spencer Rattler.
Oh, he said that?
South Carolina quarterback said that after Tennessee whipped his ass a couple weeks ago. So I'm out on that quote for right now. All right, you ready for trivia? Shout out Wilson County Hyundai, wilsoncountyhyundai.com to make them a part of your new car buying process. Go see your friend Payne Bone and his team in Lebanon online, wilsoncountyhyundai.com. Sam, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, let's hit it.
This is also this comment cracked me up, man.
What'd you see?
American Tom said, someone warned Sam that the black splotch on the left side of the video is getting closer. I just moved my mic closer to my face, and he was seeing the that cracked me up for whatever reason. I thought that I thought that was funny.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Sam, we've got our 9 categories here with our dozen trivia or 9 trivia. Why is it called dozen trivia?
It's the game that it originates from, is a game called The Dozen, but yeah.
All right.
And
okay, so where
are we starting, guys?
I'll pick the first category, and then we'll go to a chat comment for the second category. I will start us off with cereal.
All right, cereal. Let's do it. Follow my nose and follow your nose were popular phrases said during commercials by the mascot of what cereal brand?
Fruit Loops. I'm not super confident.
Follow my nose.
Follow my nose.
Fruit Loops.
Because they had the toucan.
Are toucans known for their noses?
Yeah, they have massive beaks.
All right. Well, it's not really a nose, but okay. Well, people seem to believe you are correct in that
people are saying toucan. Yeah, toucan sand. So Fruit Loops is the guess. Wait, is it? Yeah. Okay.
This
the brand.
Wrong. Right. Is it OOT?
No, it's like fruit. Like what?
The word fruit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm correct that they misspelled this with the FROOT. That is right. I knew I wasn't. This is.
Can you not spell it normally?
No. Well, this is the Mandela effect. I've heard this before about Fruit Loops. People view it as FROOT. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's FRUIT.
I'm going to Google it since we know the answer.
I think it's regular, or I think it's FR.
No, it's OOT. It's Fruit
well, then
Loops.
maybe I'm the victim of the Mandela effect. Then I thought it was fruit with
weird.
Regular.
Okay.
Well, all right. There we go. At least we got it right. What's next?
So we always end with NFL. So we're not going with that one because that was
Let's go to TV.
TV. Okay.
Originally running on Fox from 1995 to 2009, this sketch comedy series featured names such as Michael McDonald, Jordan Peele, Bobby Lee, Nicole Sullivan, and Alex Borstein. I only know who 2 of these people are.
Mad TV.
They're all
Mad
on
TV
it.
is getting a lot.
Demetrius, Justin, and Orlando were very quick to that.
We're also getting some in living. Hold on. We're getting some in living color.
Mad TV seems to be.
Okay. Is Mad TV?
Yeah, let's do. There we go. We are correct.
We got Mad TV.
They were all over it. I had no idea. That was, I know Bobby Lee. I know Jordan Peele. Not familiar with Mad TV.
All right, let's go NHL.
Barry Melrose returned to coaching in 2008, but his stint was brief as he got fired after 16 games as the head coach of what Eastern Conference team? I think I know this. I do think I know this. Barry Melrose returned to coaching in 2008. His stint was brief, got fired after 16 games coaching what Eastern Conference team? Not too many people in the chat are on it yet. We've got a Kings, we've got a Devils.
I was thinking it's not Toronto.
We've got a Bruins, we've got a Flames, we've got a Maple Leafs. I was thinking none of those. Rangers, New Jersey.
Calgary's also West.
Most people are saying Devils.
Eastern Conference, guys. Eastern Conference. Not
most people are saying Devils. I thought it's not Chicago. I thought it was the Lightning. But
it's not the Blackhawks.
It's not the Blackhawks.
Lightning in 2008.
I thought it was the Lightning. That was my first thought.
I view it as a blue team. So
Now-
that's why I said Toronto.
All right. Well, I got a couple people saying
Let's go
Lightning now.
Lightning. Yeah.
That was my first instinct. It's red.
Oh,
Let's go.
all right. Survive that one.
I'm pumped. I got a hockey question. That's
All right, let's hit our let's hit celebrity mashup right there.
Let's go. Come on. Hopefully I know this one. All right.
Oh.
I know the inside's easy. The
Clint
outside
Eastwood.
kind of, maybe.
I think it's Clint Eastwood.
The
ear.
head looks like the top of the head looks like Clint Eastwood. I don't know if that's
got to be Clint Eastwood. Is it Britney Spears on the inside?
Definitely Britney Spears on the
chat
inside.
says Britney Spears inside, Clint Eastwood out. It's definitely Clint Eastwood.
All right, let's do that then.
Yeah, and those are definitely Britney's eyes.
Yeah, I'm positive it's Britney Spears.
At first I thought Kate McKinnon, but
oh no. Yeah, definitely Britney Spears. And we're right. Good call on Clint Eastwood. There we go.
All right, let's knock out the tic-tac-toe on the right with music.
All right. One of the current coaches on NBC's The Voice, this One Direction singer, released the 2017 hit song Slow Hands. Love this guy. I've got it ready. He's awesome on The Voice, by the way. Excellent on The Voice.
Is that Harry?
It is not Harry Styles.
Niall
Horan is the right answer. Can you name all the One Direction people, Austin?
Those are the only two.
You didn't have you don't have Zayn or Liam or Louis.
No.
Well,
there are 5.
There are 5. It is Niall Horan. Great song. Great artist.
I know the song.
I watch the YouTube videos of The Voice. I don't actually, because that way I can pick and choose and I don't have to deal with all the stuff in the middle. And Justin says Sam would know that. Yes, I would. So sorry.
Let's go with Major League Baseball.
This starting pitcher was the World Series MVP with the Marlins in 2003, then won another World Series with the Red Sox in 2007, where he went 4-0 during the postseason.
Ooh,
I've got this.
I know this. This was my dude. I love this.
Really?
Guy. Yes.
Wow. That surprises me.
We're gonna wait for the chat. Randall is in it with the last name. I wanted to see if people get the first name. Not yet. Justin's got the first name, Dontrell Willis.
I don't think that's right.
You don't think that's right?
I believe this is Josh Beckett.
No.
Marlins to Red Sox is going to be Josh Beckett.
I thought that was Dontrell Willis.
Willis was on that 2003 team, but going to the World Series with the 2007 Red Sox has got to be Josh Beckett.
Is that not Dontrell Willis? Oh,
heartbreak.
I thought this was going to be Dontrell.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be Josh. I hate you said like nobody in the chat's on it. I was like, I
love Dontrell Willis.
Dontrell Willis was a fun watch.
Dang it.
Fun watch. But I don't believe he ever played for the Boston Red Sox. So
I thought he did.
You got to get your immaculate grids up, man. You got to get your baseball grids up.
Yeah, my baseball grids are not going anywhere.
Let's go Cars. Originally intended as a replacement for the Tracker and S10 Blazer, what automobile brand introduced the crossover SUV known as the Equinox in 2004? I actually know this one. I know a car question. And this feels easy, right?
Yeah, it feels very easy.
Wait for the chat to get their submissions in.
By the way, Dontrell Willis's teams, Marlins, Tigers, D-backs, and Reds.
Yeah. I don't remember him with the D-backs. I do remember Reds and Tigers.
It was only 1 year.
Okay.
2010 with the D-backs, Reds in 2011.
Yeah, everybody's on it already. It is the Chevy Equinox. And so
Chevrolet.
There we go. Movies. Along with grossing over $200 million worldwide, this 2018 rom-com starring Constance Wu, Harry Golding, and Michelle Yeoh earned a Golden Globe Best Picture nomination.
No idea.
Is it Crazy Rich Asians?
Never heard of it.
That's my only guess.
That's what everybody's saying. I stopped watching movies in like 2012.
Crazy Rich Asians was a good movie.
I've never
They're
heard
with
of it.
me on this. It was a
Yeah.
very good movie. All right, there we go. Well, look at
Okay.
me. There we go.
NFL.
Here we go. NFL filling in as the backup. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 as the quarterback of what NFC South team in 2019? I've
know
got
it?
this one. Yeah. I assume you've got it. We can wait on
People who hate on rom-coms,
Crazy Rich Asians is it's just a
but no,
great movie.
these people that hate on rom-coms are in denial.
Yeah, I mean, what do we got? We got like pulling your man card here from Jason. Rom-coms suck. Some rom-coms suck. Like what are they called? Like the Hallmark movies.
Oh yeah,
Those movies suck. That's not what we're talking about. Like these are good movies here.
Saints, lock the
It
Saints
is
in.
the New Orleans Saints. And a perfect score for the chat today.
All right.
Good job, everybody. Chat came through today. Television, I was very clueless on. There was a couple nice polls from the chat. So
Chat helped us with the Fruit Loop spelling. But hey, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, Titan Game Day Live with me and Sam. It's something you got to be ready for Thursday night. So me and Sam will have it with all of our great Titan Game Day Live partners. So get ready for that coming up Thursday. Games at 7:15 Centrals, which means our pregame show will be at 6:45 p.m. Central. So 30 minutes before the kickoff of Titans at Steelers. Hopefully the Titans can get a win in Pittsburgh to make it 4-4. The rom-com hate is
what's a good rom-com? I mean, there's a million of them. I mean, let's just throw out some suggestions here. Pretty Woman, great rom-com to me. I think that movie's awesome.
Is that a rom-com?
Probably. Up in the Air, great rom-com.
I mean, you've got like, what is it? No Strings Attached, or there were two movies that came out at the same time. One was with
Ashton Kutcher is in No Strings Attached. Mila Kunis is in Friends with Benefits.
Yeah, which they're married. Which it's funny that they weren't in those movies. Happened like the same year.
They did the opposite movies. Yeah.
Because Natalie Portman was in one of them. I can't remember. There's so many. There's so many.
What's the one? What's the one with the late? She goes and lives in like Paris or something. She's like afraid to fly, and she meets the European guy, and then there's like the winery. So it's a great movie. I forget.
50 First Dates, Roy.
50 First Dates is a good
50
one.
First Dates is great. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Forgetting
Sarah Marshall. Great.
I gotta find the name of this thing now.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about with your Paris thing. I mean, look, there are some bad rom-coms, just like there's bad every type of movies. But people that hate on rom-coms are in denial.
Guys, help me out here. Help me out, chat. What is the name of this movie?
Describe the plot.
It's a lady terrified of flying, basically calls off her engagement, flies out to Paris. I believe it's Paris, somewhere in France, meets a French dude.
Love at First Sight?
No, they're trying to buy a winery. And
Midnight in Paris?
Also don't think that's right.
French Kiss?
Yes. That's it. French Kiss.
Also,
movie.
There's a Cameron Diaz movie. It's a Christmas movie. She swaps houses with another lady. Oh no, it's Vacation something. Christmas movie.
The Holiday.
The Holiday. Yeah, The Holiday's good.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of them. Hey, I'm glad we had this conversation because now we're able to put people on to great rom-coms. So
yeah, The Holiday is a good movie. Christmas time's coming up. It's
rom-com season.
For some people, it is. Yeah, The Proposal is another great one. There's so many good rom-coms. You guys need to, grow up. All right. That'll do it for us. Don't forget to like the show before you go. Buck Rising will be live tonight for A to Z Sports Prime Time. He's going to be headed to Pittsburgh today. So get ready for that. A to Z Sports Primetime at 8 p.m. Central. And me and Jack will be back tomorrow morning on a game day to kick things off. We'll see you then. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Appreciate it as always.